Good morning, all the invitees and guests for 2 days national seminar on Numismatics-Reconstruction of South Indian history and 32nd annual conference of South Indian Numismatics Society, being organized by Dr.B.R.Ambedkar Open University and South Indian Numismatics Society in collaboration with Telangana State Council of Higher Education, Hyderabad. It is my proud privilege to welcome all the guests and invitees for today's function. First, now I welcome today's president of the function, Professor E. Sudharani Garu, Director, GRCRD and Seminar Director. Welcome you, madam. Please occupy the chair. It is my proud privilege to welcome today's chief guest, Professor V. Kishan Rao Garu, Member, Archival Advisory Board, NAI, New Delhi, former Registrar, Usmania University. Please come on to the stage and occupy the chair, sir. Also, I welcome Professor K.P. Rao Garu, Department of History, University of Hyderabad. Kindly come on to the stage and occupy the chair, sir. Also, now I welcome Dr. Satyamurthy Garu, President, ASI, Director, and he is from Kerala. Now I welcome Dr. Satyamurthy Garu. Kindly come on to the stage and occupy the chair, sir. Also, I welcome our Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences, Professor Vadyanam Srinivas Garu, and President of the Pneumatic Society, South Indian Pneumatic Society, Dr. Raja Reddy Garu. Kindly come on to the stage and occupy the chair, sir. Also, now I welcome Dr. G. Dayakar Garu, is the Head Department of History, B.R. Ambedkar Open University. Kindly come on to the stage. Also, I welcome Dr. Radhakrishna Garu, he is a Museum Curator, Reserve Bank of India. Please come on to the stage. Now I welcome Dr. Aruna. Kindly present a flower bouquet to our today's president of the function, Professor E. Sudharani Garu. Now I request all the dignitaries on the dais kindly proceed for the floral tributes and lighting of the lamp. Now I request all the dignitaries kindly offer the floral tributes to Dr. B.R.Ambedkar portrait.
sir and madam. Now I request Professor E. Sudharani Garu, who is president of the function, kindly proceed for the further procedures.
Radha Krishna Garu and our Dean Vadanam Srinivas, and the key person who is making all efforts, most of the efforts, is local secretary of the conference, Dr.B.R.Ambedkar, HOD, and the honorable guests who are here to attend this conference, and who was kindly enough to make their convenient time to attend this conference. Guests from outside, and Virinder and Srinivas Garu and Jaikishan sir of SINS, who are instrumental in getting us to happen this conference at a very short possible time. And in between we are geared up with the NAC accreditation revisit process and several other happenings in our university. Somehow we could make it, and on behalf of our Vice Chancellor, who is away on a very important work, I stand here to welcome you all to our the first ever Open University in India. And I welcome all my research scholars and colleagues, mostly the deans and directors and the colleagues of Ambedkar Open University and research scholars who assembled here to witness this two-day national event on the numismatics and reconstruction of South Indian history with the theme, and the 32nd annual conference of South Indian Numismatic Society. For the guests who have come from outside Hyderabad, I would like to mention that Ambedkar Open University, which was started in the year 1982, with a vision to reach the unreached, the marginalized sections of the India, with the visionary thoughts of Professor G. Ram Reddy sir, and we are making to realize the social equality concept, the educational growth to the largest possible persons of Dr. B.R.Ambedkar, who feels that the goals of education has to be reached to the maximum, the marginalized communities. And we are very proud to say that recent NAC visit also was very surprised to see more than 86.7, that is 87% of our more than 1 lakh students are from the SCST communities. That is never in this India. First open university, rather the first university to have this kind of largest number of SCST minorities and BC communities in India. So with this goal of reaching the unreached, Ambedkar University is striving hard, and I'm proud to say that recently it got A grade for the accreditation process, and we are very recently, just 3 days back, and we are very happy to celebrate that also just a day for yesterday. So on the New Year gift, the Ugadi, Krodi Nama Samvatsara Ugadi Roju, Andaram Guda, we are celebrating, we are in a jubilant mode of celebrating our accreditation of getting A grade in this process. So, and I wish you all a Telugu Happy New Year and Tamil New Year also. Most of Tamil friends are also here. Hyderabad, as you all know, is a historical city, witness the kingdoms of many from the ancient past to the present. So it located on the banks of the river Musi and Krishna also. History of Hyderabad, it goes back to thanks to the excavation, thanks to the innovations. We have been, updating our knowledge about Hyderabad history, which is going back to the prehistorical times. And this evidences of Mesolithic, megalithic and Neolithic habitation, followed by Vishikundins, Ikshwakus, Chalukyas, Yadavas, Kakatiyas, Bahmanis and Rasabjahis. So this Telangana state, which we are in here today, it witnessed the rise and fall of the dynasties and the people's contribution to the core in this most happening state. So I don't have to explain much about numismatics there because experts are here, but just to have an introduction, remarks. Numismatics, which owes its origin to numisma, currency, signifies the coins, and the Indian antiquity of sometimes designated subject as Purana. So science dealt, it's a science that dealt with the old silver currency known as the Purana. So it has many names, Karshapana, and different dynasties has coined the terms. And it's also translated Neo-Aryan languages as Mudra Vidya, Mudra Tattva, Mudra Vijnana. So it's a science about the coins and the numismatics. And Rupa, Rupya, old silver objects are also called in Sanskrit. And the importance of coins as a source of history, in reconstruction of history, is much more when it is corroborated with other evidences. We have very rare incidents in the history which was taken from the coins, because there are no, when there was no literary evidences and other sources, coins acted upon a very important source of information which retrieved the history and brought to light several new things. And the collection of the coins also, because most of the Raja Reddy Garu including, they are not from history, but collection of coins is a hobby, and that made them to be so prominent that they are contributing to history with their innovations, with their research findings. So the collection of coins goes back to the Greek civilization. Augustus is known for being the biggest collection of the coins of his previous times. So in India also, common man and Cops in Anantapur and in several others, we are collecting more than 155 dynasties of coins. One of the Cop, he collected that many coins over a period of time. So this collection of the coins and the numismatists who are contributing a lot to the history by adding to the history. And in this, numismatics plays a crucial role in historical research by providing insights in the dating, chronology, and retrieving the political, social, economic history, and the diplomatic history, because exchange of the trade and commerce between the neighboring countries also, the evidence of coins brought to the light of the relations which India has with the neighboring countries. And the numismatic evidences also serves as a valuable interdisciplinary tool for historians, mostly in retrieving the history. So the key aspects are the historical research, identification and classification also done in such a scientific manner that they based on the factors of their metal disposition, designs, and inscriptions, and the mint marks. So authentication, grading, collection of acquisition, exhibition and display, and research and publications. Ultimately, all these excavations and retrieving leads to publications. So with this introduction, I'll just go on stating that the richness of our past is adding with the explorative and discoveries of the South India. Most probably the theme is on South India, particularly in Telangana. Very recently, one more excavation that during the time of Ikshvakus, dating back to 2 millenniums, like second to third to fourth century, belongs to the Ikshvakus time, is being retrieved, excavated, and added history that Fanigiri village at Suryapet. So almost 3,730 coins have been retrieved in a pot while in the river bed. So this is another Buddhist sites are also at the same time being discovered. So with this, we can see that this seminar, with an intention of calling most of the numismatics of South India, historians and the researcher, to assemble at a place with the initiative of South Indian Numismatic Society, to give a place for them to deliberate upon, with an objective of eliciting the importance of numismatics study in the South India and explain the coins and the expansion of the trade and commerce, as I said, and to study the metals in the coins and to analyze the seals and the symbols on the coins and to explore the localities of minting of the coins. There are certain minting centers also in South India. And with these objectives, conference proposed to address the pertinent problems and the issues of study of coins, minting, circulation of various dynasties, and also we have another endowment lecture by Professor Shakuntala Garu today only in the evening, and we have planned also a cultural event on the fag end of the day before dinner. And the sub-themes which are going to be deliberated upon is numismatic studies in South India, issues and challenges, role of coins and reconstruction of economic history, metallurgical science and technology in South India, coins minting centers, and significance of coins in South India. These are all the sub-themes which we are going to discuss today as part of the conference. And once again, I welcome all of you to this most happening two-day deliberations, which are going to be, we are fortunate to listen to the researchers of their papers. More than 30 papers have been received so far last week, and many more to come, I think, with this 2 days. Thank you, South Indian Numismatic Society, for giving an opportunity to select our university as a platform for this deliberation 2-day event. Thank you all once again, and now I call upon and I also welcome those who joined online. We have opened a link, so welcome all the scholars who are there, and welcome Danish Moin, just now came in. Yeah, now introduction of the chief guest and guests of honor by Dr. G. Dayakar, Head Department of History, Dr.B.R.Ambedkar.
32nd Annual Conference of South Indian Numismatic Society, organized by the Department of History, Dr.B.R.Ambedkar Open University. I welcome you all for today's conference. Today chief guest, Professor V. Kishan Rao sir. He served as a professor in History, Archaeology, Department of Usmania University, and officiated as a Dean Development of UGC Affairs and Dean Faculty of Arts, Usmania University, and also he served as a Registrar, Usmania University, and he written several books on archaeology, ancient Indian history, and particularly South Indian history. I welcome you, sir, for this today's conference. Today's General President, Professor K.P. Rao Garu, Professor, Department of History Archaeology, University of Hyderabad. He was served as a Director, Department of Archaeology and Museum, Assistant Archaeologist, and also various capacities in University of Hyderabad. His teaching experience, 33 years as a teaching experience and 15 years professor in Department of History. I welcome you, sir, for today's annual conference. And Satyamurthy Garu is a member, senior numismatic member. He served as various capacities in South Indian Numismatic Society and also learned scholar. He worked on archaeology and numismatics last 30 years. So I welcome you, sir, for today's annual conference. Our beloved registrar, Dr. A.V.R. Reddy Garu. He was a professor in Public Administration Department. He served as a controller, Department of Public Administration Department, and he served as a Head Department of Public Administration in Ambedkar Open University, and now he was a registrar. I welcome you, sir, for today's annual conference. Keynote speaker today, Dr. D. Raja Reddy Garu, retired not retired. He was a very active and very dynamic sir. Basically, he was born 18th November 1938 at Jangampalli village, Nizamabad district, and he served as a doctor, neurologist in Apollo Hospital 40 years as a neurosurgeon. He turned into the numismatist, and he wrote 9 books on numismatics in various aspects, and also he published nearly 50 articles in reputed journals across the world. I welcome you, sir, for today's annual conference. And also Radhakrishna sir, he was the curator RBI. He served as a curator and various capacities in RBI, and he also interest on numismatic society. He actively participated in several numismatic society conferences across the South India. I welcome you, sir. And also my friend and my brother, Professor Srinivas Vadyanam Garu, former head department of history. He served as the additional controller. Now he was the dean faculty of social science. He written more books on Telangana history, regional history. I welcome you, sir, for today annual conference of 32nd annual conference of South Indian Numismatic Society. Thank you, one and all.
Now I call upon Dr. Satyamurthy Garu, Secretary, South Indian Numismatic Society, about introduction about the South Indian Numismatic Society.
Especially the chief guest, Ambedkar, he may join on online shortly. I hope so. Also, Professor V. Krishnan Rao, Mr. Professor K.P. Rao, also E.V.R. Reddy Garu, Srinivas Vandanam, of course our President Raja Reddy Garu, of course Sudharani, who is very active and is encouraging us to talk. Of course, whatever we wanted to say, she said. But today is I am very happy because we got 2 events. One is our 32nd conference of the Numismatic Society, and second is the Numismatic-Reconstruction of South Indian history. It's a very important topic because about the society, I will tell, then I will link this. The society started in 1991. Of course, the people like Dr. Krishnamurthy, editor of Janamala, and also K.V. Raman and I.K. Sharma, who was the great numismatist for Andhra kinds. All joined together, they felt it is very necessary to document all the coins, of course, whichever is discovered. Because the important aspect is a coin discovered either in excavation or stake findings or in collections. That is, if it is unpublished, it becomes as good as the coins undiscovered. So it is not used for historians. It's not used for anybody to know about our ancient technology and other things. So that was the thing. With that intention, even this Numismatic Society of North India was there. But they specifically wanted to encourage the young people, youth to come to this line and learn. And also, not only it should be restricted to scholars, we include the coin collectors also, because they also should know what are the coins they are collecting, what is the importance and significance. So that can also be published. That was a thing. So it is a good thing, or it is a great thing that our society for the past 32 years publishing the proceedings every year without break. That is a great achievement. Most of the societies fail. It is very difficult because of the guidance of Dr. Raja Reddy Garu and also Krishnamurthy Garu, who is no more with us. He was the force behind us to work. So so with that objective, the society started. The society is, of course, we had more pandemoniums, we had more discussions each and every coin, especially in Andhra coins. That is, I.K. Sharma is there. You just take 1 hour to take one letter and discuss. Like that we discuss and publish the proceedings. So we know very well that is even the earliest coin of Satakarani was whether it was a bilingual Tamil or Sanskrit or Tamil or Telugu. he could prove, he will only analyze and say that the letter is only Telugu. So that was one of the earliest Telugu letters according to his conclusion, and he also published it. That was one of the reasons why Telugu also got the status of the at present by the government of India. That is one thing. But we know very well the coins collected and unpublished, I told, it is very necessary, but it is also necessary to get it into our history. That is a thing we are lacking. That is so far. There is so many coins have been, of course, Northern India and Andhra itself has published so many coins. Maybe plenty of coins. And in Tamil Nadu, if you go, Dr. Krishnamurthy has brought out so many Sangamese coins. So many people, even in Karnataka also, yes, so many unknown coins are published. But unfortunately, that is, history is not rewritten. That is on the basis of these coins. This is first time, madam, we are very happy, also I am very happy to say, that is, you are linking it with reconstruction of South Indian history. That what we wanted, we are insisting in all the conferences that the numismatics evidences should be taken in rewriting or writing the history of the country, or especially South India. This is not written. Even now in the textbooks, if you go for the schools, they follow only the British rule or the British period, these things in history. They don't say that is our ancient kings, our emperors, they issued so much of coins. Of course, in Andhra there are very few. But in Tamil Nadu, if you go, they don't even mention about these Sangamese coins in the history and say the great culture of South India. So this is a very important, pertinent point. Of course, and also this, I am very indebted to this university for linking our discovery, because as I told you, there are more than 400 coins to 500 coins, new coins, which are not discovered so far in all these 30 years. If you take a list, there is about more than 400 to 450 new coins have been discovered and published by us. But they are not going into this history, writing the history and history book. That is a problem. So it is restricted only to our numismatics. So that is the reason why we appreciate the efforts of this university. Of course, this is the first time we are seeing an encouragement, and also first time we want such a movement, so that whatever the labors our members have had should go to the history book, and also our history should be rewritten. So to that we are very much very thankful to you, because while rewriting the history, if you don't take coins in instruct, of course, coins are more important to us than even in some cases even inscriptions. We may even miss inscriptions. The earliest inscriptions discovered in Andhra, I think a copper plate of 550. It is missing. It is not even now seen. I know, I forgot the place name. Because recently we had a seminar. Of course, this Kalamalla inscriptions from of course, were not far away from this copper plate character of Kadapa district. That was 530 or 540. It is not found. Of course, it's published, but where is the copper plate? It's not found. But it's not so in the case of coins, because coins are in private collections. That was known by Government of India also. You know, when the Antiquities Act, Architecture Act came in 1972, it was implemented. Of course, they notified some antiquities which should be registered. Actually, the registering antiquities should be with them. And the certificate will be given to the party. They have to keep it. They cannot export it. They can keep it. These sculptures, paintings, so many things have been included. In the first notifications, they gave coins also, ancient coins. But immediately it was felt, it was reported to the Government of India at that time, 1973, that people started melting the ancient coins because they were scared of keeping the ancient coins and started melting. And that notification was withdrawn. That particular coins were withdrawn from the notifications. So coins can be kept, ancient coins can be kept with the private parties without registrations. That law came, that rule came. After that only we see this. So many coins are coming. If of course if they had insisted that the coins should be registered, we may not get so much of coins because it is difficult to trace the coins also. Antiquities means sculpture you can trace out even if it is spotted, but coins we cannot trace, small thing. So that was withdrawn by Government of India in 1973 or 74 by another notifications. So that is the thing, importance of the coin. So coins are with you because of this notification also. So because of you bring, of course, we publish it, and also we are very proud to say that we have got, the society has published so far more than 450 coins. That is the thing that we are always very happy to welcome all of the young scholars to come and participate in, because now Koyevi Narsimurthy, who has to come here, who is our General Secretary, could not come because of his ailments. So many, as the age is going on, the next generation should take, that is our intention also. So not exceeding time, I will just it. So there is a thing. So I will very much welcome all of you to make present on the next 2 days. We will also not only presenting the coins, as they have given a topic for that is reconstruct South Indian history. We'll see how we can link it. Some of the historians have also come. Of course, K.P. Rao is here to give the general president. We have got a very great general president. General president's address itself we have published about a few years back. We have got, of course, K.P. Rao is a competent scholar, and that should be totally followed by his Dr. Savandala. She is our competent member, and she hosted the conferences twice in Tirupati. We all had so many papers presented and published. So she is going to be here. And Mrs. Krishnamurthy has also come here. We are all here to just to encourage the next generation people to know more about the coins, and also bring it to the history books. That is our intention of the conference. So that will be successful. That is, if we go on these nights. Thank you all for behalf of the society. Once again, welcome you. Thank you all for your assistance.
Now I call upon Professor K.P. Rao Garu, University of Hyderabad, who is very instrumental in the South Indian Numismatic Society and bringing out several research findings through his work, consistent work. And it was to give a message.
Dignitaries on the dais, numismatists, historians, scholars, I deem it a great honor to be chosen to preside over this 32nd annual conference of the South Indian Numismatic Society being held in this historic city of Hyderabad. The session being held here is a significant event, considering the fact that the museums in Hyderabad are reputed to hold more than some 2.5 lakh coins in their coffers. And it is rightly said that this is probably the second largest collection in the world, only after the collection of the British Museum. So the evidential value of the coins is well known to be reiterated here. Coins are probably some of the smallest objects that are found in the excavations, explorations, etc. But in the evidential value is immense. At this point, I have to admit that my contributions to the subject of numismatics is very meager, limited to a joint paper with Dr. Joe Cribb of British Museum on a coin found from Kottapatnam in present Balaji district of Andhra Pradesh. So this that find actually gave us a lot of clues or some definite evidence that the Kottapatnam port, which was not till then known to us, was receiving imported material from various countries, including China and Southeast Asia, etc. So apart from this Chinese coin, in my full presentation, I would be talking about few more coins of the Satavahana dynasty and other dynasties. Due to lack of time, I won't be reading my whole paper now. I will be presenting it later. So thank you very much for this opportunity to preside over this session. So thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your message. And now I call upon Dr. A.B.R.Ambedkar, our registrar, Dr.B.R.Ambedkar Open University, to give his message.
Respected Professor Kishan Rao, Chief Guest of this function. Today's President of this function, Professor Sudharani Ma'am, Dr. Raja Reddy Garu, Satyamurthy Garu, K.B. Rao Garu, Dean of Social Science and Director EMRRC, Professor Vadyan Srinivas, and Radhakrishna Garu, and Dayakar. At the outset, on behalf of my own and university, I congratulate to the Department of History to organizing this kind of seminar, the first in which I think so in the university. Well, because numismatic had the first in the world. Here there is a seminar of numismatic kinds of something, the subject also. Anyhow, I appreciate the Raja Reddy Garu to taking the initiation to concentrating on the topic, particularly numismatic area in his life. As a doctor, he served a lot, and also I surprised how sir shows interest in particular area further than this his own subject. You know, sir, even this age also, you're vibrating in the almost, or you're working dynamically and concentrating, and moved to the university 2-3 times and discussed with this matter to organizing this seminar here. It's a great opportunity to the university to organize the seminar here. Really, it's wonderful to us to know a new subject in this area. Very much thankful to the SNIS. And the delegates who are participating from various parts of this South India as well as the other areas, and also our deans of various faculties, directors, and research scholars, teaching and non-teaching staff, and invitees who are attending here, and warm welcome to those who are actually coming here to participate in this seminar. I hope that this seminar will be a grand success and come out a good, whatever the recommendations or whatever the proceedings have to come in the future. Thank you, thank you.
And now I call upon Professor Srinivas Vadana, Dean, Faculty of Social Science and the Director, EMRRC.
Respected President, Professor E. Sudharani Garu, Senior Professor, Department of History and Director GRC, and Honorable Chief Guest and my teacher, Professor V. Kishan Rao Garu, and most respected Doctor in Numismatics, Dr. Raja Reddy Garu, and Professor K.B. Rao Garu, and our Registrar, Professor A.B.R.Ambedkar Garu, Dr. Radhakrishna Garu, Dr. Satyamurthy Garu, and Dr. G. Dayakar Garu. Good morning, you all. I welcome you all to this 2-day seminar on Numismatics, Reconstruction of South Indian History, and 32nd Annual Conference of South Indian Numismatic Society. Our Department of History is one of the popular subject in our university. Every year, almost 35,000 students joins in our UG program. Department of History offers different kinds of courses like UG program and PG program and PhD. Previously, we used to offer in MPhil also. Now we offer one diploma also, PG diploma in heritage culture and heritage tourism. So we prepare course material for our students. Our approach is mainly from bottom to top. We concentrate on socio-economic history. In our courses also, you can find in our course material in PG level, socio-economic history of India from earliest times to 700 to 12, and socio-economic history of medieval India, social history of modern India, and even previous also, even UG program also, we offer 12 courses in different areas. Like we concentrate on socio-economic areas particularly. So in every subject, we give main source, importance to our sources. We give separate lessons for sources, particularly on numismatics and other archaeological sources and literary sources. Here Thank you very much, and I welcome you all, South Indian Numismatics Association members and other delegates of this seminar. Particularly numismatics is the study of coins and its role in reconstructing the history of South India. Numismatics is not merely about collecting shiny tokens of currency. It is a discipline that unveils the stories engraved on metal, the tales of civilizations, rulers, trade routes, and societal structures. In South India, where history is as diverse as its landscapes, numismatics serves as a crucial tool for historians to piece together the puzzle of the past. The coins unearthed from archaeological sites are not just artifacts but windows to bygone eras, offering insights into the socio-economic, political, and cultural fabric of ancient civilizations. Firstly, the coins minted by various dynasties serve as invaluable markers of political transitions and power shifts. From the Shatavahanas to the Cholas, each dynasty left its imprint on the currency, bearing symbols, inscriptions, and portraits of rulers. By studying these coins, historians can trace the rise and fall of kingdoms, the expansion of territories, and the interplay of regional powers. Secondly, numismatics sheds light on the economic landscape of ancient South India. Coins not only circulated as a medium of exchange but also reflected the economic policies, trade relations, and prosperity of a region. The presence of foreign coins in South Indian excavations indicates the extent of trade networks and cultural exchanges with distant lands. Furthermore, the inscriptions on coins provide valuable data on taxation, coinage systems, and fiscal administration, enabling historians to understand the economic dynamics of the time. Moreover, numismatics plays a pivotal role in unraveling the religious and cultural milieu of ancient South India. Many coins feature religious motifs, symbols, and deities, offering insights into the religious beliefs and practices prevalent in different periods. For instance, the coins of the Pallavas adorned with images of Vishnu and Shiva reflect the patronage of Hinduism during the reign. Similarly, the coins of the Cholas and the Pandyas depict scenes from epic narratives like the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, highlighting the cultural ethos of the era. In addition to political, economic, and cultural narratives, numismatics also contributes to understanding technological advancement and artistic development in ancient South India. The craftsmanship exhibited on coins, ranging from intricate designs to sophisticated mining techniques, at least attests to the skill and ingenuity of artisans and metallurgical of air. However, it is essential to acknowledge the challenges inherent in interpreting numismatics evidence. The decipherment of inscriptions, the identification of rulers, and the attribution of coins to specific periods require meticulous scholarship and interdisciplinary collaborations. Nonetheless, with advancement in technology and methodologies, the field of numismatics continues to evolve, offering fresh perspective and discoveries. Numismatics serves as a prism through which we can glimpse into the rich tapestry of South Indian history. By studying coins, we not only reconstruct the chronicles of kingdoms and empires, but also appreciate the complexities of ancient societies. As we delve deeper into the realm of numismatics, let us continue to unravel in the mysteries of the past and enrich our understanding of the civilizations that have shaped the course of history in South India. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So, may I now call upon Professor Raja Reddy Garu to the dais. And one more aspect of Dr. Raja Reddy Garu, you might not be knowing about. He was instrumental in getting this Fluorosis Vimukti Vedika as a president of that agitation for quite long time. He was heading and liberated most of the villages who are affected with fluorosis, and with his interventions, many more activities of the surgeries or the plantations or water plants and all have happened. And I'm very happy to be associated with him also in that moment. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us. Thank you. Let's listen to his address.
and other dignitaries on the dais, and distinguished participants. I thank the university for asking me to give this keynote address. I was just thinking that what should be my address to this gathering. Then I said to myself that I will talk about what were the contributions of ancient coins to the Satavahana history. You all know that Satavahana was one of the most illustrious dynasties to rule in ancient India. They left behind such great works of art as the famous Sanchi and Amravati stupas and rock-cut temples in western India. Their great school of sculpture, known for illustrative archaeology, flourished for 300 to 400 years. And many of their Buddhist stupas are its shining examples. Satavahana period was also productive for some of the literary works of outstanding merit, such as Gatha Saptasati of the Hala, Katantra Vyakarana of the Sarvavarman, Bruhat Katha of Gunadiya, Katha Sarisagara of the Somadeva, and Bruhat Katha Manjari of Kshemendra, and so on. So if one were to look at the world historical maps made out by the Oxford and Princeton universities, you will be amazed to see that in one BC world map you see almost 1/3 of India was ruled by Satavahanas. And then you look at the next map of the world map made out by the Oxford University, that in 200 AD, Satavahanas were ruling almost half of India and so on. And there was a wonderful trade with Rome those days, and I was told that it was one of the most peaceful and prosperous times in 5,000-year Indian history and so on. Naturally, we wanted to study about the Satavahanas and what are the three important source materials that are available to us. One is the literary works, second are the inscriptions, third are the coins and so on. When it comes to inscriptions, literary works, we have only 5 Puranas to fall back on. And then most of those Puranas contain conflicting information and so on. And tally of either the Satavahana kings or who succeeded whom, where they started, they don't tally with each other and so on. So that there are many conflicting things in the literary works and so on. When it comes to inscriptions, there are about 35 only inscriptions right from 1937. 1837 was the first inscription of Satavahanas was found. But all these years, and we found only another 30 or so and so on. But I was happy to know that the last couple of months, we found out 2 inscriptions of Satavahanas from Karimnagar. They belong to Hakusri. He was the Prince Hakusri, son of the Satavahana king Satakarni and then Naganika. And those 2 inscriptions were found. One was very close to Kotlingala, Mukaravpeta it is called, and another was in the Gattu Singaram just about 10 days back. And this adds up to when it comes to the inscriptions and so on. When it comes to the inscriptions and coins, they are a lot more reliable because they were issued when the kings were alive and so on. But when it comes to Puranas, most of them were written centuries later and so on. So many inaccuracies crept into them and so on. And then I was just looking at what were all the things we learned from the coins and so on. The great historian Marimanda Ramarao was giving a talk to the Madras University in 1959. He was talking about Satavahanas and so on. He said, I have to rely on only few literary works, and then only 24 inscriptions were known at that time and so on. But when it comes to the coins, I have 57,000 coins which I have studied in various museums and private collections and so on. So much of information has come to us from the coins and so on. And just you would be surprised to know that we didn't know the correct name of the founder of the Satavahana dynasty. Chimuka Satavahana was his correct name and so on. Puranas give you different names and so on. But just look at the coin, it is Chimuka Satavahana. When Satavahana coins were found without the Chimuka name and so on, there was a big controversy, arguments and so on. Who was this Satavahana who is not mentioned in Puranas? But one coin tells you the whole story and so on. It is Rano Chimuka Satavahana. Just one coin tells you that it was the Prakrit language. He was the king and so on. His name was Chimuka, and he was the founder of the Satavahana dynasty and so on. So that from the coins we are learning a lot of things and so on. And Puranas didn't tell you exactly whom did he succeed and so on. There was a Samagopa king ruling from Kotlingala. He succeeded Samagopa. There are no two other opinions and so on. Samagopa was followed by Chimuka Satavahana. What was Chimuka before he became a king? He was a Maharathi. He was an official. During Ashokan time, there used to be officials called Mahasenapati, Maharathi, Mahagramika, and so on. So he was an official, was a great, must have been, and then he starts and so on. In Sanatha excavations, we find kinds of Maharathi, Chimuka, also Rano, Chimuka, and so on. So these kinds told us that he was an official, then who later becomes a king and so on, and those kinds were found proving that the Chimuka was the king who was a Maharathi earlier and so on. Similarly, so many other things we have come to know from the kinds and so on. Then there was a little controversy earlier. Puranas tell you that they were Andhras and so on. But nowhere in inscriptions and coins there is no word Andhra is there and so on. It is only Satavahana and so on. So Satavahanas or Andhras are one and the same and so on. Same Satavahana king was there and so on. And then when the first time the silver coins of the Satavahanas were found, only later kings issued few coins and so on. They said, no, only when Gautamiputra defeated Nahapana, they got silver and they started issuing silver coins. Then simply, we did X-ray diffraction studies of the coins of Nahapana and also Satavahana, and the ore was entirely different and so on. And there was a plenty of silver coins are available in every excavation, in 420 coins of Panchmat coins were found in Karimnagar. And Isanapalli the other day we found Panchmat coins and so on. Every excavation we find Panchmat coins. So Panchmat coins were in such a circulation and so on. There was no need for Satavahanas to issue silver coins. And when they did issue after defeating the Western Kshatriyas, then their ore was different, their manufacture was different and so on. And then other thing we came to know from the coins is that Satavahanas were matriarchal in character. They respected their mothers and so on. And Gautamiputra, Satakani was his name, but he calls himself as Gautamiputra. And his son Pudumavi, who calls himself as Vasishtiputra and so on. And there was another one, takes the Harithi name and so on. So that respect, and even when a king calls himself as a Rano, he would put Sri in front of his name and so on. We see 2,300-year-old coins and so on. Every king calls himself Siri, that is Sri. That tradition of putting Sri name in front of the thing also, this kind of a thing we learn from the coins and so on. So that we have come to know so many things about the coins, which were the metals which were available, what were the ores which were available, and also the language and so on. Of course, there is a little controversy about the silver coins of Satavahanas. The Prakrit was there on the upward side. River side, whether there was an early Telugu or Tamil, you could discuss about. But even the Satavahanas started making changes in the Brahmi Lipi, even on the coins and so on. Writing Va on the Prakrit, the upward side, was different from the Va which was written on the other side, which was supposed to be Telugu and so on. So that they started to make changes and so on. And the coins we have come to know that Brahmi had only 40 letters. Telugu had 56 letters, and Telugu Kannada has 56 letters. And they've enriched the Telugu language by adding new letters and so on. And Kalyana Chalukya coin, we see that, then we will know that by 8th century, 9th century, they completed that process of completing the Telugu script with 56 letters and so on. So like that, so many aspects of coins we have come to know by studying the coins and so on. I only advise these younger people to take up the study of the coins because they give you the correct information like inscriptions and so on. Thank you.
Sir, may I now call upon Mr. V. Kishan Rao, sir?
Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namah. Sabhaya. At the outset, I would like to thank my most revered sister, Professor Sudharani, Seminary Director, and one of the senior professors at the Department of History, who has invited me to be in the midst of all of you. I wanted to be a participant like anybody, and they made me to be a guest of honor. And after coming here, they wanted me to be the chief guest. This is how God plans for everyone in the day-to-day life. Thank you, Professor Sudha. I'm grateful to the authorities of Dr.B.R.Ambedkar Open University, taking the name of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Seminaron Rao, Professor A.V.R. Reddy, the Registrar of the University, and my most esteemed colleagues from the South Indian Numismatic, and in particular with Professor K.P. Rao, Dr. A.V. Narasimhamurthy, the General Secretary, South Indian Numismatic Society, Professor Srinivas Vardanan, the Dean Faculty of Social Sciences, ever smiling, always active, alert, and trying to be in touch with everyone in his walks of life. And our Mr. Dr. G. Dayakar, the local secretary of this national seminar and head of the department of Dr.B.R.O. University, Sri Radha Krishna Garu, the general manager from Reserve Bank of India, and my most revered Dr. D. Raja Reddy Garu, President, South Indian Numismatic Society, with a guiding spirit, always on his toes. He toils his work day in and day out, never relax. He doesn't allow anybody to relax in pursuit of the research, more in particular on the Numismatic Society of India. A great speaker, writer, researcher, and a visionary, and he has a mission in his life to see that the Numismatic Society of India and the South India takes to its heights. I'm grateful and thankful to you all for having given me an opportunity to be in the midst of all of you, and more in particular in the presence of Dr. Raja Reddy Garu. My voice is feeble. I'm not well for the past 4 or 5 days, but yet I wanted to see all of you. Never miss the opportunity. I'm a believer of God. I always believe that God plans everyone for everything. If an opportunity is given here, it means God has ordained that you should be there in front of everyone. That makes me feel very comfortable. Otherwise, I will feel very bad that I have lost the opportunity. And never miss any opportunity in the day-to-day life. All that comes, all that rolls into you, it is only because of the grace of God, what I personally feel. And I have most dear friends here from Maulana
Urdu University, Professor Moin, Danish Moin, and another friend who has conducted a wonderful Telangana History Congress when I was there. Very meticulously he has conducted. I don't remember his name, but I would like to remember. Imran, okay. And Professor Manohar from Kakatiya University. I'm trying to take few names which I'm seeing here, not that I don't address to all of you, but I pay my respect to all of you. Our friend Dr. J. Kishan and many other friends who have assembled here in this hall. And I have to thank Mr. Virendra, who has been a close colleague, supporter of many programs in our endeavors. And along with him is Ramesh Shrestha is also here. And my another revered sister, Shakuntala. I call Professor Shakuntala, but when I call sister, she is Shakuntala to me. So I pay my respects. And another revered person is our Professor Venkataya Garu, the former registrar of Dr.B.R.Ambedkar University. I know each one of them personally, and I have another great sister, Dr. Anuradha Reddy, and many other who have here, who have joined in this particular program to share their thoughts and ideas, to see that a program is conducted perfectly and it can take into the heights to remember all that past, what is really meant for. And you all know that look back to look forward. Look back to look forward. So what is that we are looking forward? What is that we are looking backward? What is we are looking in the past? Is a question to be judged by ourselves. We talk about many subjects, many facets of our history, our culture, our archaeology, our heritage, our tourism, and many other things what it has been there in the disciplines of social sciences, in the disciplines of arts, and all that combiningly, it takes us to have an interrelation between one subject or the other, and that will definitely make us understand the sequences, coordination and cooperation, what it is being there in the subject, and ultimately it makes us to mark a particular program, and that is nothing but it's a coordination between the disciplines. We have interdisciplines, we have interdisciplinary courses, and all that is nothing but a coordination between the disciplines, only to see that you have a comprehensive outlook of a subject. More of us, we are concerned about a subject. Of course, we are historians, we are archaeologists, we are numismatics, we have museums and museologists, we have epigraphists, we have many other facets of our historical pursuits which can really make us feel. And we have heritage aspect, which is also being considered one of the prime and most important. And our Dr. Anuradha Reddy, she is a pioneer for historical heritage, which she struggles hard on behalf of the intact. So I am saying all this, subject is there in the book. All that ideas and philosophies, what we learn from the book is only a theoretical aspect. But what we have to remember is, all those seniors who are here, on the dais and off the dais, who are veterans in their own field, they are themselves knowledgeable, they are themselves encyclopedia for everyone, if at all you touch them and talk to them. Are we really making that effort to reach each and every individual? Everyone thinks that I am having more knowledge about every aspect than others. But my feeling is, each one, they have immense treasure of knowledge. If at all you touch and talk to them, you will have a better understanding of the subject than yourself. That is very important in the lifestyle what we are leading in. If at all I don't know about geography, I have to consult a professor of geography. If I don't know about the antiquities, I must consult about all that what it has been preserved in museums. And what we have to ascertain is each one how it is going to be related. We have knowledge theoretically through books which is written based on primary sources or secondary sources. Sometimes if at all we cross-check the message or the written book, what it is conveyed, sometimes there may be mistake or there may be a wrong dating or some kind of information what it is furnished might really doesn't give us proper care and concern. If that is the case, we have to cross-check with other disciplines and try to assimilate yourself what exactly it is required, what exactly it can contain, and what exactly we can really matter about. And this is how a teacher who is also a researcher, who is also trying to train his own students or scholars in their own way. If I do not know, I must consult somebody and see that the student is put on the right track. Or a scholar should be given the right direction. All that is possible only when we come down a step and then go meet each and every one, maybe seniors, maybe junior also. A junior can give us more input than sometimes the senior person who doesn't work in the field work. And this is interrelated. The field work is interrelated with that of the numismatics. And the numismatics, many of our speakers have already given the information that numismatics is the source of inspiration, is a source for understanding the past, is a source for presenting the facts and figures, what it has been imbibed, what it has been embossed on the coins, maybe upwards or maybe reverse, and each one figure what it is there in the, it contains information about the past, whether a ruler, whether it's a coronation, or whether it is an Ashwamedha, or whether it is something connected with the day-to-day affairs. And if you correlate, there were many dynasties in the Deccan area, in South India, and each dynasty has ruled many years, more than 350, 50 years, 70 years, 100 years, and many years. If at all we go on researching all these things, even for 1 year of a particular ruler, you will know immensely. And you have a historicity of the coins beginning from the age old, which you try to rather move out from one place to the other, with that can be considered to be in Telugu, what we call it is some kind of coinage which matters a lot, which can take us to the heights. And ultimately in those days, these people, those who are even the tribal stages, they used to carry these coinage in the form of putting all that in the hands or in the bangles or in the necklace and move around wherever it was necessary. It will definitely carry them and take care of them what is required for them. So such kind of coinage which are there in the ancient times, was there in the medieval times during the Muslim rule, and it was there in the Mughal times, and it was there in the European times, and then later the modern times. So coinage is a running matter which matters a lot, and the coinage gives you input and historicity of every aspect of it, and each symbolic, whether it is Hindu religion or Muslim religion, whatever religion it combines, but the patronization of the rulers, which matters a lot when embossing is being done on the reverse or the upwards of the coin, and it gives you a proper information. So it goes on, copper coins are there, bronze coins are there, gold coins are there, and even the lid was there. And earlier to that, Gavvalu, what we call in Telugu, that was also a part of it, and that has taken several years up to the Harappan Indus Valley civilization, which has made them to move around one place to the other, and it has given you a long, long history of the past, and that contains a lot. So when you compare the richness of that, when you talk about lead, when you talk about the copper, when you copper the silver, when you copper the gold, that contains the richness of the ruler, that contain the richness of the place, the geographical connection, and that contain how best that can be really matter, that how these distributions can be done in the region wherever they were living. So these are all related, whether it is cultural relations or whether it is geographical relation, that is also connected with the territorial boundaries of a ruler who has ruled, and that territorial boundary which he has strengthened and tried to expand. It also matters how far the coin has spread from one area to the other. It also matters how the ruler has really made that. And you have inter-trade relations. You have number of ports all over in India or two and many other places. And we have inter-trade relations with the Romans. And the Romans and Roman gold coins has come into India. And they try to roll that gold coins of the Romans into India. And in vice versa, they have tried to take something like an exchange offer which was there in the earlier times about barter system. So the barter system continued for a long time. In exchange of goods, in proportion to the produce, they try to make it even at a later time. That will give you a long history of each and every aspect. If at all we look into that dimension, you will have a number of ideas which we can really matter, and numismatics plays a major role in constructing the history. Whether reconstructing history or constructing history, I have no idea about it, but every historian, every archaeologist, every person in all walks of life, they have to put their efforts in coordinating with all that and try to make an effort to see that every source of inspiration, source which is available in different forms, you have to collect, you have to coordinate, you have to combine together. And if there are any changes in the date or any changes in the political vicissitudes or any change of the names of the rulers, it should be cross-checked with other sources. Without doing that, what we think, what we write, and what we mention about the numismatic, sometimes it may not work. We have to cross-check, and sometimes we may fail to identify a coin, and sometimes the identification of the coin can be also combined with other sources. So that will definitely give, because you have numismatics, you have inscription, many epigraphical evidences are there. My friend Surya Kumar is here, I'm just seeing him now. I have to appreciate that what kind of help you used to give to the scholars whenever there is any suggestion which is to make. We have Dr. Zarira, another sister of mine. She's the director of our state archives, Telangana state. He's a dynamic director working for the institution so strongly, so committed and dedicated. She is also one of the members who always passes on the archival material wherever it is required, whenever there is any cross-check to be done. And I have to pay my respects to her for being here in this during the Ramadan time. I really feel very proud that all my most revered personalities from South India and all India are here in the numismatics. And I thank again Professor Sudha Rani for having given me an opportunity to be in the midst of all of you. I really thank the authorities of Dr.B.R.Ambedkar University, and thank all the members of the delegates who have taken so much pains to join in this program in support of my sister Professor Sudha Rani and Professor Slimas, and our friend here Dr. G. Dayakar, and the members of South Indian Numismatic Society, and the president and secretary and all the tribute members. And my Professor K.P. Rao has cut short his program for half his keynote address, but I thank Professor K.P. Rao. He is another great archaeologist who is here in the midst. He is always seen on the field. Why I am saying so much firmly that because I had the good fortune of meeting all these people, going with them, understanding them, and trying to learn from them, and trying to take their help in making my scholars, my students to go to them, and but for friendship it is not possible. Only friendship will definitely help us to see that our goal and our mission, our aim will be fulfilled. Not for ourselves. We have to work for our scholars. We have to support them. We have to see that every aspect of it should be taken care of in their endeavors. And I have to pay my respect to all those people who have been doing it. Here I would like to remember Professor Dr. V.V. Krishna Shastri Garu, Dr. Raja Reddy Garu, Virender, and many of Sivanagi Reddy, and many of them, they worked with Krishna Shastri Garu, and they tried to bring about a volume on the antiquities, of the, sir, what the title, sir? Science of Antiquities. Science of Antiquities. Huh? Jiten Babu was compiling about the whole thing. So when you just have a glimpse of it, when you just take the titles of every book and the author's book, some knowledge you have gained. So are we having time to go to the library or to the documentation or to go to any other place where we can just chalk out and try to put all that into our mind? So not to be satisfied what we have as secondary sources, but we have to go to the primary sources. As you all know that one of the historian, Ranke, he always used to say that any researcher, if at all they don't go to the spot and write history, there it is a mistake being done by them. He suggests that every scholar, every historian, whoever is interested must go to the spot, write down everything and come back to the normalcy. So therefore, these things are matters. And one more suggestion I would like to make, that all those sources what we have collected, numismatic, keep a data of it and put it in an exhibition form or exhibit, or try to develop a museum from their own. And I have the good fortune of working with Salarjung Museum as an advisory board member of Salarjung Museum with the help of all my friends. Anita is here, and I appreciate their spirits and work culture of that. And these objects, what we have in Salarjung Museum, speaks volumes about the historicity, historiography of every aspect of it, that makes us to learn. So every day we are learning, every moment we are learning, and while learning we should not miss the opportunity of being a participant, being a member of this organization and member of this kind of association to learn about the Numismatic Society of India. I welcome Professor Vijay Babu, who has come from Warangal just now, and thank each one of you for having patient hearing. I took little time, Professor Sudharani, because you said that I am the chief guest, therefore I have to take time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your address. Before I give my concluding brief remarks, we have the release of the Journal of South Indian Numismatic Society. I request all the Virender Garu, Srinivas to come here. Release of the Rajlakshmi Garu, Amma. Please come and do the honors of releasing the journal.
dignitaries on the dais, Mrs. Rajalakshmi Krishnamurthy, and my beloved friend Dr. Virender and Danish Moin, and all other delegates, fellow delegates, and ladies and gentlemen, I have been given an opportunity to introduce the journal of our August Society, Studies in South Indian Coins. So we are in the 32nd volume now. We have published 30 volumes, 30 earlier. So 1991, this journal has been started without any interruption. We have published around 30 volumes now. Only in this, during the time of Corona, that is 21-22, we have missed 2 volumes. Otherwise, it is regular. And in this volume, we have 17 articles. The first one is about our presidential address. It speaks about the inscriptional coins, inscribed coins of the Tamil Nadu by Professor Rajavelu. He is retired professor from Tamil University, Tanjavur. Prior to that, there was no inscriptional coins found in South India, and this was the what we call Dr. R. Krishnamurthy's great effort, that he has come out with many coins of inscribed coins of South India, that is especially of the Sangam H. Pandya coin and Chola coin, Chera coin, and also some chieftains, Malaymans, and one Andipati, there is one horde. We have many inscriptional coins found in South India, especially in Tamil Nadu. Those coins have been discussed in the first presidential address. And the second and third articles are speaking about the Roman coins found in India and their imitations. So we are all well aware that there is a place called Akanballe in Andhra Pradesh. So in that place, thousands of Roman silver coins have been found. They are all lying in the state government museum, archaeology, Hyderabad. The speciality is that all those coins are having a chisel mark. So on the bust of the Roman emperor, there is a chisel cut. So those days, these coins have come to India for trade. So our traders are very intelligent, and they used to check those coins whether they are genuine or it's fake coins. So they used to cut on the first bust, so they can expose a large area, large portion on the coin, that they can come to know that that inner is a precious metal made of silver or gold. So the Roman coins are very precious, and especially in South India, we have thousands of coins found, and all our museums from Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, and Karnataka, thousands of coins are stored. And then third article, we have a article on Rashtrakuta King Amogha. Prior to that, there was no coins published for Rashtrakutas, though they were very famous, and then they were contemporary to Guptas, Vakatakas, and there is no coin that particularly we cannot attribute them that this is a specific coin issued by Rashtrakutas, but we are very happy now. There are 2-3 articles have come out with very specific inscriptions about the Rashtrakuta rulers, Amogha. So one of those coins is published in this journal, that is by Dr. T. Ravisankar, a retired epigraphist, Mysore. And then the next coin is of Kulothunga I, is published by Bina Sharasan. And we have 3 Chinese articles, Chinese coins found in South India. So those 3 Chinese coins articles follows next. After that, we have 3 more articles by Dr. Rajareddy. So all those coins, 3 articles speaks about the gold punchmark coins found in Andhra Pradesh. It's a very specific series, and nobody has worked so far. There are thousands of coins lying in the Andhra Pradesh government museums with punchmark symbols. And we could not even read those scripts satisfactorily. So far, it's very difficult to read also, because sometimes we will get the full legend and sometimes it will be off the plan. And if anybody is coming out with the full project, Madam Rani Garu, I am requesting you to have a student to work on this series. It's a very important series. So thousands of punchmark coins are lying in this with Telugu script, and we have to come out with a comprehensive volume on those punchmark coins. Those 3 articles have been published by Dr. Rajareddy Garu. It is appearing here. And then we have one article by Samarth, the queen of post Nayakas,
from Mangaluru. So that Samarth has published in that paper, and one is by Priya. There is another article by Post Vijayanagar coin, and we have notes and news at the end, and there are some obituaries. We have lost our veteran numismatist, one Mr. Sasikantji Dopate. He is from Mumbai, and he is no more now. So we have an obituary note for him at the end, and these are the main things we have in this volume. So it speaks about somewhere around 164 pages, 65 pages with many articles and good illustrations. And this conference, this seminar also, we will be having more papers. She said already 30 papers are there in the line. I don't know how we are going to complete within these 2 days. And online papers are there. That's very more dangerous. Online, you cannot even control them, and they were going on speaking, and we could not do it. So those things we have to tackle now. Only we have left with 1.5 days. So thank you for assigning me to introduce this channel. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, it's wonderful session with the veterans speaking out on the numismatics, and we have very illustrious and a very renowned numismatist Raja Reddy Garu, and Chief Guest Kishan Rao Garu, who inspired with his very illuminating address. And everyone in our childhood days, we dream of collecting coins. So everyone is a kind of numismatist. I could say in the budding, in childhood, whenever we see the coins, we tend to, collect them. And that if it becomes a habit and it becomes a passion, it becomes, and then one becomes a researcher. And that kind of, we have now a number of people in that aspect. And doing research on the coins and the numismatics is a wonderful work which South Indian Numismatic Society is doing for the past 3 decades with a dedication and determination. And we could see that evidence through the journal which we have seen just now released. And kudos to the SNS for bringing out this, doing the wonderful honors work of preserving the culture and giving to the next generations. And notable discussions on South Indian or researchers unveiled a treasure trove of numismatic artifacts. And this research and some of the names of the history being silenced about the women, and I could just mention about few of the women who has a power to issue the coins and their name, starting with Naganika, who issued a coin on her name. And just now a chief guest was mentioning that Satavahana kings, they took the names of the mothers and depicting the matrilineal society there. And Rani Queen Didda of Kashmir and Rani Ahilyabai of Maratha and Rudrama, you all know how the ruler, the prowess of a ruler, and her attire and her weapons and everything is depicted through the coins. And Mangammal of Madurai Nayaka dynasty. So this I'm just trying to present tomorrow in my paper because my area is modern Indian history. Just knowing some things through the history readings about the numismatics and all. So we have read a lot about them, but I just want to link it to the historical evidences, how women being projected in the coins and how the history of the half of the population still needs research. So I'm just venturing, sorry to say that though it's not my discipline, but I'm just trying my attempt to present in before you tomorrow. And coming to the last point is challenges, how to overcome. So we have a number of challenges in the preservation, in the interpretation, and the funding finally is the biggest challenge the numismatics do face. And because preservation is degradation or the kind of expertise required for doing this. And the interpretation also, we have very limited number of numismatics in India, and the kind of research is also it's happening, but linking, as said by all our resource persons, linking with the historical narrations and the historical evidences, and this is somewhat is to be done more. And the government funding is depleting day by day. So on this aspect, more and more funding is required, and we can overcome these challenges with the dedication and collaboration among the historians and numismatists and archaeologists and the passionable, the researchers who have passion towards retrieving history. And this collaborative efforts will yield a better result, and so that for crucial and multidisciplinary research, so that we can give our younger generation a treasure trove of historical evidences, which we can do. That is a contribution we can do to the society. Thank you so much for being with us, for bearing with us for the long session of inaugural session. And yeah, we have 5 more sessions. We'll try to squeeze in the time, and if possible, we can have parallel sessions also. So now the last but not last but one item is a felicitation to the esteemed guests who have come to our university and being with us, sparing their valuable time. Radhakrishna sir will do the honors of felicitations.
I request Madam Rajalakshmi Krishnamurthy to felicitate Madam Sudha Rani, the Professor of History. And our chief guest, Professor V. Kishan Rao, former Registrar, Osmania University, will be felicitated by our Secretary, Dr. Raja Reddy Garu. Please, Dr. Raja Reddy Garu, please felicitate our chief guest, Professor V. Kishan Rao, former Registrar, Osmania University, Hyderabad. Yeah, the next comes our session, President of this conference, Dr. K.P. Rao, Department of History, University of Hyderabad. So who will be felicitated by Dr. T. Satyamurthy, the editor of South Indian Numismatic Society Journal. Dr. Raja Reddy Garu is felicitating him. And next, we are going to the Registrar, A.V.R.N. Reddy, Professor A.V.R.N. Reddy, Registrar, Dr.B.R.Ambedkar University. Dr. Satyamurthy sir will be felicitating him with salt. And next will be, in this order, Professor Srinivas Vadana. So he will be honored by Professor Satyamurthy with salt. Yeah. So Professor Sri Sakuntala Madam will honor Dr. Deme Raja Reddy.
B.R.Ambedkar Open University, we would like to felicitate our guests here. To begin with, Professor Kishan Rao Garni, felicitate cheyavalsinదిగా Srinivas Dayakarni request చేస్తాం. Professor K.P. Rao Garu. guest of honor.
It is my honor and proud privilege to purpose a formal vote of thanks to conclude the inaugural session of this two-day national seminar and 32nd annual conference of South Indian Numismatic Society. I am thankful to Dr. Rajareddy Garu, President, South Indian Numismatic Society, for delivering the keynote address. Sir, your vast knowledge and expertise was evident in our keynote address, and I am sure that the delegates were enriched with your address, sir. Thank you, sir. My thanks are also due to the guest of honor and today's chief guest, Professor V. Kishan Rao, sir, member, Archives Advisory Board, National Archives of New Delhi. Your talks was very enlightening, sir, and serve as a guiding light for further discussion, sir. Thank you. I thank Professor K.B.R.AOU Garu, Honorary Professor, University of Hyderabad. I also thanks to Satyamurthy Garu. He was given a valuable information regarding the coins. I am very much thankful to you, sir. My thanks are due to our Dean, Faculty of Social Science, Professor Srinivas Vadyanam, sir, for providing valuable guidance. Is the legislators of the event. I am very much thankful to you, sir. I am also thankful to our senior professor in the Department of History, Professor Sudharani Madam, for his busy and constant, for his busy schedule. He has came to here and preside over the session. I am very much thankful to you, madam. I thank Radhakrishna Garu, who gave good information and who released the journal and given a valuable information. I am very much thankful to you, sir. I thank the registrar, Professor A.V.N. Reddy, for all the administrative and financial support for success of the today's national conference. I am very much thankful to you, sir. Most importantly, I thank all the delegates, participants, paper presenters, teaching and non-teaching staff. Most importantly, I thank all the senior members like Professor Virender, Dr. J. Kishan sir, Professor Manohar sir, Ramchandra Rayed sir, Dr. Venkatesh Reddy Garu, Professor Vijay Babu sir, Danish Moin, and Srinivas sir, Jarina Parvin madam, Anuradha Reddy madam, and South Indian Numismatic Society Executive Committee members and delegates across the South India. I am very much thankful to you. And also I thank the EMRC Computer Center, Engineering Branch, CSTD Director, and staff, all those behind the success of the today national conference. Thank you, one and all.
I thank one and all the scholars who are present here and our very, very enthusiastic team of our researchers and assistant professors here in Ambedkar Open University who come to the rescue of us in all the activities, whatever we do in the academic activities from the Department of History. From all the faculties, our assistant professors are here with us. Day and night they are taking care, especially in a short time they brought this souvenir also. Thank all of them who are associated with all the activities of the seminar, and thank the association, non-teaching association members who are with us, like in all the academic activities also. Their contribution is immense. And lastly, I thank our Vice Chancellor. Though he is away, he sent his message of successful seminar. Hope all the researchers will contribute to the deliberations, and if possible, we'll have parallel sessions to complete the task of meeting the 40 research papers. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.